Hi, Go Run Girls. Coach Maree here, and we are on day 5 of Inspirational Kiwi Woman, day 5 of interviews, and I am joined this morning by Tamara Grant. Good morning, Tamara.
Hi.
Tamara, I have brought on, you might have seen my chat with her earlier in the year about her training for the iconic event Kepler. Now, Kepler is a 60k trail event or mountain running event, they like to call it, in Tianao. And it is definitely iconic. They have a massive waiting list every year. Tamara was actually on that waiting list. And managed to get through because I know quite a few people drop off close to the event. The event has up to 1,350 meters of elevation during it, so it's no picnic. You definitely have to train for it, and yeah, it's definitely one of the most challenging ones I've heard in New Zealand, but again, awesome and gorgeous and beautiful. Great part of New Zealand to go and see. So I brought Tamara on, who did this on the 1st of December. I brought her on to share her experience with you. And you might just be inspired to do a bit of trail running or look into Kepler, but you're probably too late for next year. It just, yeah, it sells out so fast. But yeah, Tam, thank you for doing this. Welcome. And tell me, how did it go?
It went pretty good, actually. I have to say, I did enjoy it more than I thought I would. And there wasn't really a point in there that I was like, oh, I just can't keep going. I just had that determination definitely to get to the end. But we were so lucky with the weather. It was the first time in 31 years that there was no wind along the ridge line. So that was perfect for me because that was probably the bit I was scared about the most, was being so exposed. But there was no wind. They'd said the night before that Gail would not be coming to visit, so I was quite happy. And we had 14 degrees right up the top, so it was singlet weather. You didn't even need to take out your jacket or have a thermal. It was incredible. It's just so warm the whole run, but run walk I should say.
Yeah, yeah. So talk us through the morning, like from the start line, and yeah.
Yeah, no, early start. 4 a.m. I think I was up. Actually, I was awake earlier than that. I was awake from about 3:15. I just didn't really have a great sleep. But yeah, up at 4 to have some food. We had to catch the bus, so that the bus picked us up at 5:10, I think it was, out to the start line. And then, yeah, you're standing around with all these amazing people. And we were there for about half an hour. The event gets underway at 6. And yeah, you just get off running. It was a bit slow, very stop start, the first sort of 6Ks before you head into the climb. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I didn't have any nerves. Got to the toilet on time, so yeah, before the start, that's always good. Queue was quite long.
The views along the way.
Oh, the views were stunning. We didn't quite get, once you're up on the ridge line, you didn't get the view down to the lakes. There was low cloud, but otherwise the views from just even the tops of all the mountains were incredible, because you're starting so early, so the sun's coming up, and yeah, there was fog coming into Luxmore Hut. And then once you got out of that, it was just amazing. Yeah, beautiful. There were so many people taking selfies along the way.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that's a great thing is you'd have time, you'd stop and make that happen. What's the
Yeah.
sound? And really soak it all in. So what would have been the most challenging part of that race?
Definitely there were two parts really. Definitely the last part of the climb, because you've got an initial climb all the way up to Luxmore Hut, which the elevation and the hill walking that I had done had probably prepared me really, really well. It wasn't as steep a gradient as I thought it was going to be. It was just a bit relentless, but probably the ridge line. Once you get to the ridge line, you go up and then you come down a wee bit and run a bit of flat, and then you seem to go up again, and then you do a bit of flat, and then you go up again. I'm like, gosh, are we ever going to get to the top?
Yeah.
So the legs definitely felt it getting towards the top.
Mm.
I didn't run hard down because I knew that I needed the strength of my legs to carry me to the end. It was probably the last 5Ks as well. So definitely that last bit towards the top, and then that last 5Ks really were the really hardest bits.
And what was the terrain like? How would you describe that?
It was great trail up until you got to Luxmore Hut. Beautiful, easy going, nothing really technical at all. And then once you get out into the tussock, again, it was quite nice and wide, relatively wide trail. And then from Luxmore Hut up, it got to be a bit more rocky. There was a couple of patches of sort of ice, but nothing major. The ice was great to actually dip your hand in and use it as a coolant. Nothing. There was there's probably a couple of little shale bits that you had to go across, but easy terrain compared to what I'm used to, that's for sure.
Yeah. And the biggest high, I mean, the high would have been, definitely finishing, but just talk through a few of the really great parts of that run that you did enjoy.
Oh, I loved coming into Luxmore Hut because it's that first stop, and it's the one stop where your bag gets checked again, and because it gets checked on pre-registration, pre-race day there, and then it gets checked again in Luxmore Hut. So I knew that was, once I got that out of the way, then I didn't really need to do too much stopping. So that was quite good to get there and then keep going. Definitely the top, because it's such an amazing view from there. And where else? Once you're down the bottom, Rainbow Reach was quite cool because I had my husband come and meet me there. A lot of people drive in and then walk to that point so they can meet the competitors, give them a boost. Some people run from there with them, but that was nice. That was nice to see and gave me a bit of a boost to get to the end.
What K was that?
There was 9.5 Ks to go.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely need a boost at that point.
Definitely. You come over a swing bridge, you sort of go a bit further, and then you get to the point where it's like, how much further to the actual stop itself is another 200 metres or 100 metres. So yeah, finally got there. Andy had just turned up. My husband had turned up about 2-3 minutes before I arrived, so he timed it very well.
Just made it, yeah. It would have been a deal breaker if he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So how was the training for you? Because obviously you're full on with your own life and kids and everything. And where you are, I guess you were lucky because there was so much trail and you did a lot of your training on really tough trail. But how did it all go?
I think getting to the trails here in mid-Canterbury, and they are very, very technical. We've got Mount Somers, and that's probably one of the most technical trails you'll sort of definitely walk run. And I think that did prepare me quite well, actually. A lot of the hard trail I did was great because it meant that, I was pleasantly surprised when I got to Kepler and it just wasn't technical at all. It was a little bit going into the Alpine section, but I definitely had been on a lot worse trail, that's for sure. And Mount Hutt Access Road, actually, we're lucky to have that down here. And that was really, really good. I think that was a great comparison, going up and going down, because that is it's about 13.5 kilometres up there if you do go the whole way up. So.
And so you got prepared.
Yep.
Yeah. And how did everything else go? I mean, training for a 60K, I know myself, it's pretty full on, and you don't see your family a lot, and you are having to squeeze your running in these weird times just to get it in. So how did the whole family and lifestyle work for you with training for this?
I was lucky. My husband and I kind of split weekend days, so I would get a day on a Saturday to do something, and then he would have Sunday, or grandparents were great. I took some annual leave from work, which was excellent, to be able to go and do long runs in the week, or go up to the hills, early starts in the morning. The buggy rides. My youngest got to go on a buggy ride for some during the week, some runs. So it all just fitted in. I have to say, I probably could have allowed myself a couple of extra months training. It wouldn't have been so much of a stress, but I'm getting everything in. But no, all in all, no, I was happy. Yeah, it was a well-structured plan that we followed and that I followed, and yeah, you did well.
The Hey, it was great. When you first contacted me about coaching you for it, I did think, oh, really? Okay, yep, you can do this, and anyone can do it, but it's just about whether or not you can execute those Ks that are in your plan, that I provide for you. But you did it all, and even more so. So it was great to, you were the perfect competitor to take on this challenge, because it really was a challenge. I mean, what was the most you had done? Was it before this? Was it a 20? Or you
Yeah,
done?
before I even attempted the training for this was 21 kilometres, a half marathon.
Right, yes, and that's where I thought, not ideal. But then you've got to think about, as I was talking to you, and your ability and your fitness and your commitment. So everything came into it, and I thought, no, she can do it. And as you started to tick off those bigger Ks, it became a realistic thing for you.
Definitely. And yeah, there were a lot of people in the same situation. A lot of people I talked to, they were stepping up from a half marathon to the 60K, and they couldn't believe they were doing it, and did really, really well as well. So I think if you do have the determination, which I definitely had, and just followed a good structure, and that was it. I was doing on that day, whether it was rain, snow, hail.
Yeah, no, it was good to see that. Would you do it again?
Not sure at this stage. I'm a no. Purely because the distance to get to Tiana, it was a mission for us. We had to drive from Ashburton to Greymouth, drop the kids in Greymouth, drive all the way down to Tiana, and then come back home. And with all the training involved, takes a lot of time. I think possibly when my youngest is at school, it would free me up a wee bit more. But yeah, it's a lot of training. So I'm glad I did it with a great bunch of people, really enjoyed it. But at this stage, we might leave it a few years.
Yeah. Good idea. I don't blame you. So what's next for you, Tamara?
So I'm going back to the road running now, and that seems super easy compared to trail running. Super easy. You get so much more of a bounce on the road, which is quite nice. But yeah, I've got a couple of full marathon plans for this year. So Bulla full marathon in February. So that's only we might be too long before that one.
No,
it's going to come around quite quick.
But as I was talking to Tamara before this interview, and just the change in her fitness level, like she is only, 3 weeks out from, nearly 3 weeks out from her event, and her fitness level will just be so up there. It will be so elevated, and any kind of running she does, especially on road, she's going to be faster, she's going to be fitter, she's going to bounce higher. She is in a really good level at the moment. So it's quite interesting, and especially from doing, whenever I want to get someone faster, it's always doing some sprint work, but that hill training, it just does everything for you. And that's what Tamara was doing the whole time. She was on the hills and with great elevation, and now her fitness level is so high. She's booked her next event in for Bulla, and so she should get, if not, some really good results from Bulla, but feel amazing when she's doing it. So it's great. I mean, of course, you're recovering at the moment, so a little bit stiff, but you are in a really good place fitness-wise.
Definitely, I've got to keep up some hills, get some hill work in there though. I can't let that go.
No, keep it going. Yeah, and tell the girls, how was recovery? Forgot to mention that.
Recovery was tough. I had what's called the Kepler shuffle for 4 days. The legs were sore. It didn't help having that big long drive back to Ashburton. We did stop a few times, and every time I got out the car, it was like, I don't really want to get back in. But about 4 days it took to really let them get back walking.
Did you get a massage or anything?
I didn't get a massage this time. I thought I kind of did one myself. Did it? Tried to flush them out myself, but I did manage a was a swim. I did manage a run actually on the Saturday and didn't feel too bad after that actually. So I did manage, I think it was 10 kilometres. So
Yeah,
a
yeah.
week later, which wasn't too bad.
Well, you're straight back into your plan now anyway, so no rest for you.
No, oh, that's right. I've also signed up to do the swim. That's right, for the Wanaka Challenge.
Yes, so how many Ks is that?
1.9 kilometre swim, and that's the weekend after Bulla.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, she just keeps rolling them out. No, that's great.
I just keep going, yeah.
Different challenge. That's great. I love that.
It is, yep.
How was your swimming?
Swimming, yes, I've gone from doing just, a nice gentle 1 kilometre swim every couple of weeks maybe in the lead up to Kepler to being in the pool twice a week and a swim at the lake. So I've gone from 1 kilometre to 5 kilometres pretty quickly. But no, I'm enjoying it, really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good to have something different.
And I think it will help breathing wise. I've noticed definitely with running it's helping breathing and that heart rate as well.
It would do. They say that swimmers make great runners. Runners don't make great swimmers because they have to learn how to breathe. And we're so used to being out there going, and not paying too much attention to our breath, whereas, it's definitely a skill that you have to learn to get into the pool. And having that swim training will do really good things for your running breathing. So if you can actually learn how to breathe and do your ocean swim and things like that, then that will pay off for you in your running, and you should be able to relax a bit more into your breathing. That's just one thing that I learned from my daughter being a competitive swimmer, and it's so true. Yeah.
Yep, that'd be great. Yeah, anything to help with the running would be great.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you so much, Tamara. Congratulations. That's an awesome achievement. So proud of you. And I'm sure you've inspired some girls out there to look into either trail running or Kepler. Just get out there, give trail running a go. There's so many benefits to it. And believe it or not, it is better on the joints, just a little bit harder work on the cardio fitness and the lifting of the legs. But apart from that, got so many amazing, beautiful runs in New Zealand. Go out there and try them. So thank you, Tamara.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see your next event. See you later. Bye.
See ya.